Have you ever seen those videos where people say, I'm sleeping in my van, 0 degrees weather with no heat? What? Who does that? I don't know. But there is no way I'm going to be up in Colorado or somewhere in the friggin' mountains with no heat in my vehicle. So I don't know about those videos. But what I do know is how I stay warm in my van. So let me show you what I do. Alright guys, so we've all seen the videos. How I stay warm in my van or my car in -10 or -0 or whatever weather. Look, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I am not gonna be in no -10 and no -0 weather. I'm going to one of my children's house, or I'm going to rent a hotel. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not doing it because I'm not going to be that cold. Now, I can stand, I think the lowest temperature I've been at overnight is 26 degrees. I think that's doable for me. If it's, you can do lower than that, hey, more power to ya. I can't. I probably could if I had to, but I don't even want to see what that's like. Now, do I have heat in my van? I do have heat in my van. I have heat in my cab. I have heat vents in the back of my van. So what I do, in a nutshell, I'm going to sum it up for you. What I do is I run all my errands and all that before I park. My heat is running in my van. I put my heat on in the back. And that's what I do. So when I park, I put on my propane heater on low, and then the heat stays in. But the thing is, overnight, when you turn that heat off, you want to be as insulated as you can. That is the trick. Not while you're up and awake, but when you're asleep. You want to have yourself so very insulated that you don't feel the cold. And so that is what I'm going to show you about what I do. So let me get my propane heater and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is my propane heater. I have a video. I'll put the link up here that I'll show you when I got this propane heater and how it works. If you notice right here, it's a little condensation here. That's because I just turned it off for the purposes of the video. But this is a 1 pound canister of propane, and it has its own ignition switch and everything on here. And what happens is I put that on low. All the reviews that I've looked at says 4 hours on high and 6 hours on low. So I keep mine on low, and it has lasted me 2 days because I don't run it constantly. Like during the day, I have stuff to do. I do run errands. I go to the park. I open up all my windows on the side so that the sun can come in. So that is a heating element, like solar heat. I do that. And, I could go to the library. I can go in the store, whatever I have to do. And that way I'm not running that all day. Also, I keep a supply of these. I keep no less than 3 of these in the van. I have another 2 under my bed because I'm not going to run out of propane. So like if I had, say I ate something that didn't agree with me and I couldn't leave my van for 24 hours, I have enough heat to last me. If I had to run that for the whole time, I have enough canisters to do that. I also keep 2 canisters minimum of butane for my stove. And I do have a stove top diffuser that fits on my stove, and that's in one of my videos as well. But as far as what you have to do at night, overnight, to stay warm, I close my insulated curtains in the front cab and I blanket up. I have 3 blankets that I keep on my bed, and I went into Harbor Freight and I got this moving blanket. So last year my door was not closed tight all the way last winter. Let me take this off. So last winter my door was open a little bit because I couldn't get it open because the lock was messed up on there. If you want, I can put the video of how my son fixed those for me, and I can post that video for you guys. But he had to fix my back locks and my side locks, and so I got those fixed. But while I had it was cracked, what I did was I took some tape and I taped the frame of my back door, and I took another moving blanket, which is under me. I took it and I laid it down at the bottom of my doors to seal up that crack, and the door opening, I taped all that shut, so I couldn't get any air through there. So luckily this year I don't have to worry about that. And so I decided, I said, well, that worked for me then, so what if I get a big one like this and it's stuffed all the way down to the floor, and it pulls at the bottom of the floor because it's so big. And what if I get one of those and I put it back here, so now it blocks off any air from this back here, and I have this up here that's blocked off. And let me show you the wide view of that.
Have you ever felt? Are you listening? Damn.
So if this area is blocked off, and I also have my curtains closed up front, then it traps all that air in it. So I have just this small area that needs to have heat, right? So that takes care of any heat there. Then I have my Reflectix in this window under this shade. I have a sound deadening insulation back here in my window, and I actually just bought another one for my other big window, so I'm going to put that in as well. That window, I've never really felt any air come from that window. The air that I feel is normally around the floor area, and I've heard other people speak of this. But yeah, I have another sound deadening insulation to put in that window, and this is what it looks like on that side, and then it's the Reflectix on that side. So I'm gonna add that to my arsenal of insulation. But the problem is the air that comes from the floor, and thus that is why I block this off and I have it all the way down to the floor. So now that air doesn't come up under from the bed to just circulate around, because you can feel it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. But anyway, so what I did was I put this up back here, and when I don't need to use it, I can take it down. I just velcroed it back there. Let me show you. So I just have it back here, and I got this Velcro. And I have the 3M tape. I have the 3M tape on the blanket, this tape. So this tape is taped to the blanket and taped to the Velcro strip. This is the Velcro strips that I have. I just had to cut them in half so that they would fit along here. So I can just put that up here. I have a piece in the middle, and it's kind of tricky to get off and on, but that's what I have back here. So if I want, I can just seal that back up. Tuck it into my window here. Let me show you. It's tucked in there, so no air can come through on the sides as well. So that traps in the air on the sides. It's already trapped in the bottom, and then by having that blanket velcroed up, it keeps the air in. So all my heat stays in this area by itself. Now, what I do is I blanket up at night because I know I'm not going to sleep with the propane heater on. And I normally keep it on my floor, and I have a cookie sheet that I brought to sit it on. So I sit it on a cookie sheet. It shuts off. It's supposed to automatic shut off if it falls over. But for my peace of mind, I put it on a metal cookie sheet, because if you saw my other video, my other heater thing, I got too much alcohol in it, and it came out onto this rug that I had it on and burned it. But you can look at the video where I had a fire in my van to see that. But anyway, so I keep it on a cookie sheet just for my peace of mind in case it were to fall over. But of course, I'm awake, and I'm monitoring it while it's on. Now, when I turn it off, what am I going to do? How am I going to stay warm? I stay warm by putting blankets on my bed, and I layer the blankets on my bed. And if it's really cold, I have thermal pajamas, long sleeve, long pants, and I sleep in those. But normally I just sleep in a nightgown because I just don't want to be that constricted when I sleep. So I'm going to show you how I layer my blankets to sleep in. So what I do is I have 3 blankets. I have this one, and this one that you see on the seat. This one is like a fluffy blanket that my granddaughter gave me, and so I just bungee it to keep it bundled up during the day. But what I do is I take Hello Kitty off and these pillows, I take them off, and I have this pillow over here that I keep for my feet because it's on the window ledge. So I take all of those off. Then I take this blanket and I fold it up like this, so it's sitting on the back of the bed, and I can have this flap for when I get into bed. And then this is my moving blanket that I had from last year that I keep on there so it doesn't get dirty. So then I take my fluffy blanket and I put that down. And I put my other blanket down. And I put my pillow over here. So my bed's all made up. for to sleep. Hope you can see that. So then when I'm ready to get in the bed, after I watch shows or whatever, and then I know, it's time to turn everything off. Let me take this off so I can show you. And sometimes I'll tuck my jackets in the windowsill because that blocks the air too. I fold them up, neatly in the long way, and that will block air, any air that's coming in the window. But what I do is I get in the bed, and I'm usually like this with my, watching my tablet until I go to sleep. So it's pretty comfortable. And a lot of times I'll let my bed down. I'll let the back down some. But I'm just going to keep it like this for now. So once I do this, and I'm ready to go to sleep for the night, I grab this blanket, and now I have this blanket over me as well. And let's let it come all the way down. And now I'm under 3 layers of blanket, right? Now, another thing I do is I have this turban, and I keep my hair up. I'm just going to keep it like it is now. So it's not a heavy hat, but it does keep the heat in my head, right? So I'll get in here and I'll lay down. Now overnight it gets colder, and I'm sorry the camera's shaking, but it gets colder overnight. Now when it gets real cold, like if it's down to 28 or 26, and I can feel any air, the cold air, not the air, because I don't have any more air leakage, for lack of a better term. But what I do is I'll take this blanket and I put it over my head, and I tuck it in, and everything is covered up. My head, my feet, everything is tucked in. And so that is how I sleep overnight in here. And I feel nothing. I'm telling you the truth. I'm warm, snug as a bug in a friggin' rug. So that's what I do to keep warm in my van when it's cold overnight. Layer up. You got your blankets, you got your heat that you already trapped in here with your curtains, and a moving blanket in the back. And it's quilted. If you want, you can sleep with socks on. I don't. I used to when I was younger, but now I don't. And like I said, most of the time I just have on a simple, it's like a long t-shirt that comes to right above my knees. And that's what I sleep in. Now, if I'm feeling extra cold, I will put on the thermal pajamas. They are like a waffle texture pajamas, and I put them on because it's long sleeve and they're pants. But it's pretty simple, and what helped me the most was this right here, to trap that air back there, keep that air back there. My refrigerator's back there, some supplies and all that stuff is back there, so I don't need it. I don't need it to stay warm. Matter of fact, it saves me on my refrigerator from coming on and off or whatever. Unless I have ice in it, it keeps it cold with the ice because it's back there in the cold. And I'm up here in the warmth. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that's how I do it. That's how I stay warm in my van overnight when the temperatures get as low as 26 degrees, 24 degrees. I've been at 24 degrees too. Just remember one night. Like I think Thanksgiving, I stayed in my van all day. All day. I didn't go anywhere. And I had my heat. I had everything up on my blankets if I need them, which I really didn't need during the day. But I was warm and cozy the whole day. And I didn't even have to go anywhere to stay warm. So just a quick video and a quick tip for you that want to live in your van and you didn't know what you would do about heat. You didn't know if you could stand in the cold temperatures, but you can. People use sleeping bags, those 0-degree sleeping bags. Me, I don't think I could sleep comfortably one because I turn a lot. I'll be on one side and then I have to turn on the other side. I don't think I can do all that in that sleeping bag without like wanting to just rip that sucker off. So that's why I use the blankets because, you know, before you guys tell me, oh, get you a sleeping bag, get you a 0-degree. No, ma'am, I'm good. I'm good. I promise you. I promise you I'm good. So that's all I have for you today. And I hope that you are having a great week. I hope your weekend is awesome. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.